Preparing to write Breaking Free from Financial Bondage, I drew from experiences of actual ministry occurrences. And one of the areas I drew from was the period where I co-host what is called Crusade for Christ along with Bishop L.E. Willis. It was a formatted radio talk show where literally persons would call in and have their prayer requests prayed for right over the radio waves. There were some 52 radio stations at that time, and out of all of the prayer requests that we would receive, the number one prayer request became the title of our first chapter. And that prayer request and chapter title is, I Need a Financial Blessing. I got so enthralled in hearing of the prayer requests that I asked God, why did these persons continually make that request? And in searching Him and begin to search His Word, I came up with the answer that many persons who said they need a financial blessing had one or two problems. One or two. The number one problem was they would always say, I need more money. But the other underlying problem was, I have not properly managed my money. So why you need a financial blessing, it goes to the point of, why have you mismanaged what God has been supplying you with over the course of the days that He has been supplying it? Do you have more going out than you have coming in? Or what is coming in, is that enough? Well, you know, many of us came from meager beginnings, so we've never had an exorbitant amount of money. So what I feel as though is the number one culprit in the steward's advancement for life and living is an answer to our mismanagement problem. I need to understand the keys of management, I write. The key to understanding the management of my life. I need to understand and appropriate the blessing of management in my life. And then the authority of God as manager of my life. So there are a couple of terms that I want to highlight that may be unfamiliar. You maybe do not want to deal with it, but in the seminar that is coming up, we're going to be dealing with them. I just wanted to highlight the area of management and then what it means to be a steward. Now, management comes from the Greek term orkinomia. And that has to do with how well you take care, taking care of your household, or in the instance of the Greek, the estate. And for me, when I hear of estate, I get excited because it is more than just possibly an acre or half an acre or a quarter of an acre. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5 acres or more. How well are you handling what it takes to properly manage that? Then on the other side, the reference as well is being a caretaker of the dwelling. In many instances, what that means to be the manager of that estate or the overseer of that estate. Both are fiscal terms and have to do with the area of economics. And whether it is your house, your apartment, your condo, how you're overseeing it, how are you managing what it takes to hold on to it? So in the days ahead, under the authority of the new economy, or your personal new economics, what kind of manager do you want to be? Do you want to be entertaining the thousands or the millions that you've really been praying for? Well, I believe that if you really want to become a millionaire, you have to become the manager of millions. You're going to have to oversee what it takes to be the manager, so that management of the millions will not put you into a deeper hole of debt, but allow you to rise to meet the requirements. If that's your dream now, to become a millionaire, you're going to have to rise to the management responsibilities of the millions. But if you just want to make sure you can take care of your mortgage, take care of your house, make sure your children's future is intact, if you just want to be the right kind of manager, which is equal to where you really believe you need to be in this new economy, then this is where we want to focus. Management, being the proper manager, over against being the mismanager and being unfaithful. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 2 states, "Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful." That is one of the requirements of a steward, or as a manager, one who has had some goods entrusted to them. You have to be found faithful. One is then unfaithful if they are not properly managing what has been placed in their hands. So entanglement becomes the culprit in messing up your money and then having that need. I need a financial blessing. And then as I looked at what has caused my mismanagement, what has caused me to become unfaithful, I went to 1 John chapter 2, verse 16, and there is a verse there that mirrors the Old Testament reference of Adam and Eve after they were being challenged by that serpent in the garden. But let's first look at 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. It says, "For all that is in the world," check this out, "the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, that's not of the Father, but is of the world." It's 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. Ronnie has it right there at the bottom. The three determinants of one's financial entanglement are suggested by John to be of the world, not of heaven, not of the Father, but of the world. Lust pinpoints two areas. Now, when we mention lust, we always think of something sexual, but lust in this instance is the bottom line of what it means to desire that which is forbidden. Desire that which is forbidden. And then pride, being a braggart or one that boasts out of self-confidence. It's an adversary to biblical stewardship when you come to a point where you just start bragging about what you have, but when we really are able to look into what you have, what are you doing to properly manage it? Are you robbing Peter to pay Paul? Just how you're holding on to it. Now, when we come back, we'll deal with the foundation of this 1 John 2:16 text by going right to the two persons that got all of this started and in a sense got us messed up. We'll be right back. Stay with us. God bless.